Hello, welcome to Cooking with Cornbread. Good afternoon, good evening, whenever you see this. Today I'm doing some hamburgers that I'm pretty excited about. A local butcher shop just opened up around here, and got me 2 pounds of their grass-fed 2773 ground beef. What that means is 73% of it is beef, 27% of it is fat, and that's a good ratio for burgers. If I was doing a soup or like a spaghetti, anything that has ground beef in it, you don't want to go so fatty, you want to go lean. Like my chili, when I make chili, I do ultra lean ground beef, and Crystal gets mad because it costs more, but you're paying for more beef than fat. I can get that, but you're losing that weight though when you brown beef and then drain it, and also flavor. And you don't have to drain it necessarily if you're doing a chili. You brown that lean beef that's got more water that comes off of it than fat. And actually the fat in the chili or stew or whatever you're doing is actually good for the whole complete dish. Anyways, this is what I do. Forgot an egg, and y'all are gonna say, well, he's making meatloaf. No, I'm not. I'm making a hamburger. Eggs just for a binder. So we'll crack an egg in there, and I put that in a separate part of the bowl. I've got the meat all lumped up in one ball, got the egg in another ball. I'll get in there with my hands here in just a second once I put all the other seasonings in there. Kind of mix it up and then start mushing it together. Also, you can check for shells that way. So, probably going to go with a couple tablespoons-ish. Say 1.5 tablespoons of Montreal steak seasoning. Teaspoon and a half garlic powder. This is just eyeballing. You can make it however you want. About a teaspoon, a half of onion powder. Now, usually I use a lot of minced garlic, but in this circumstance, it's not going to necessarily sear that garlic all the way through. So I'd rather use something that's already, it'll rehydrate that. Going with about a teaspoon of salt. Maybe a teaspoon and a half. Because that Montreal steak seasoning has salt in it too, but also it has granulated garlic in it, and it's dehydrated, and this process will rehydrate that. Little few rounds of fresh cracked black pepper. That Montreal also has pepper in it, but you can't beat fresh cracked black because it's cracking them oils up. You can smell it already. So like I said, get in there with your hand, gloop that egg up, and then start breaking your meat up. And the center of it still a little bit froze. I already got my grill going. Most of the time I would do this well advanced, but not going to this time. Just didn't have time. I had the gender reveal to go to. Congratulations, Drake and Erica. I won't spoil the surprise for y'all. Y'all can announce that yourself. Just happy and blessed for both of you, man. Love y'all. Get in there, and even them frozen pieces, you just kind of break it up. And that's all. You don't want to get too aggressive with it, but you want everything incorporated we'll come back and make patties. Now, a lot of the time, what I do is I'll put a little hot sauce, a lot of, probably 2 or 3 tablespoons worth of barbecue sauce. But I'll show you here in a minute what I got going on while I went with the flavor profile that I did. Alright, I'm going to let that go for a minute. I'll try to break up all them semi-frozen parts now that I can. Like I said, all the egg is 4 is a binder. Hey, way off, far shot. It's a binder. It's just gonna hold your. I'm gonna make some big patties out of this. I'll show you here in a minute. I ain't gonna show the cooking process. It's too hard, too hot. But I will show you the patties and show you what I do after I make the patties. But we're going to let that marry, and the only reason I'm keeping you on here is I got to show you what I got in mind. Remember that compound butter? So far I know of 3 dishes that this is the 3rd dish that I've done with that compound butter that I made for that pork loin. Top steaks with it last week for Father's Day. Didn't do a video on that. Didn't want to. I was enjoying myself with my kids. And anybody says that don't sound right, don't do that. Anyways, got a bunch left over from that batch I made a few weeks ago. I think I might make some for church. For Vacation Bible School. Y'all should come out. Starts, I believe, July 26th. More than welcome to come. That Friday of that week, we're going to do a cookout, and I'm pretty sure I'm going to go above and beyond. I've been asked to do a little cookout by my preacher, Brother Joe, and I will provide. I think we'll do burgers and dogs, but I believe I'm going to do some pulled pork and some homemade sauce. We'll see. But anyways, I wanted to show you the compound butter. You make your burger, sear it. Might do a couple with some cheese. I don't know. But you don't need cheese. You don't need anything other than your salt and pepper, and you top it with this stuff. Good stuff. All right, man. I'll show you my patties here after a while. Welcome back. It didn't take near as long as what I had hoped. It's okay. I was just admiring this meat. I'm gonna get in here and mix it up one more time since everything's thawed now. But you can see the chunks of fat in it. I'll be honest, I've not used meat that had been ground at a butcher before. So you get a big chunk of meat, man. Got a buddy, Chris Rose. Sorry, brother. I know you don't agree with the way I make burgers, but we doing some big, thick burgers. So make you a patty, then take your thumb, push down in the center of it, right like that. What that's going to do is it's going to give it a place to rise and poof back up. Now I have got Weber charcoal baskets for my grill, so I can do indirect heat or direct heat. Now I don't use them when I do steaks, but when I do burgers, I like to use it when I do burgers. And it's it's for 22-inch round grill. It's 2 baskets. And I can put my coals in the center, and what that does is just creates like a volcano. Whoever sucks from the bottom comes out from the top. It's not a kettle. Man, I'm making way too big of burgers. I can tell now. Oh well. Probably won't be enough for tomorrow. That's alright. But and I'll cook these even this thick. Cook them for about 6 minutes aside on indirect, and then I'll sear them. So it looks like I'm getting 5 burgers out of 2 pounds of meat. A little bit more than a 1/3 pound burger. I believe this one's a little bit smaller. It'll be alright. Them two right there were big. And I'll be honest with you, y'all gonna say I'm gross, but if it's a little under for me, that's the way I really like them. Me and my old man argue about that all the time. That's raw. Man, no, it ain't. It's cooked. You're bringing it up to temp. If I get salmonella or food poisoning, so be it. There you go. 5 burgers. Look like little donuts sitting there. Nothing special with these. As far as size, I know that's a shame because that's an excellent topping with the compound butter. So like, you know, a homemade fry with a like a dill type sauce. I seen a recipe earlier for some dill pickle chip dip, and my sister-in-law Erica, love her to pieces. She's craving pickles. Might make some and send her way. Just that's what I do, man. Anyways, 6 minutes per side, indirect heat, then sear them on direct. The easiest way I know of to keep your flame down, don't go get your squirt bottle. Once they cook, get you to your internal temp, and you can go 6 minutes per side, and then flip it another time to go another 6 minutes off of heat. So that's 18 minutes total. And then sear it if you want it done. It's still going to be juicy because these are thick. Plus they got the fat in it. But once you go to sear, it's going to flame up. Don't freak out, man. Put them on direct heat and don't sit there and look at them. Put the lid back on. If you're looking, you're not cooking, put the lid back on and close your vent. And don't get no air. That's the way I do my steaks. I get that fire hot, put them steaks on there, I close that vent. When I get ready to turn them, that fire will come right back to life. Matter of fact, it'll flare up a little bit. So that's how I do my hamburgers. Big, thick, juicy hamburgers. I do them that way because I cooked some burgers for Crystal one time, and they turned out thin, and they turned out dry, and she said all's I wanted, and it broke my heart. All's I wanted was a big, thick, juicy hamburger. Learned my lesson. Thick. Just like my steaks. Thick, juicy hamburgers. Alright, man. Love y'all. Bye.